to say that I'm live. Alright. There it is. Welcome to the 1.10 update for Victoria 3. I am a day late, of course, but I had work yesterday, so I don't count that day. We are going to be playing as Austria, and we are going to be attempting to go down its path for autocracy in the Age of Liberty, which is going to require us to annex all the crown lands and not have any personal subjects. So, that means we're also going a very autocratic path this game. Voting rights are not going to be a thing. Well, they probably won't be a thing. We'll see if we stick to the neo-absolutist path, but I would prefer to very much do so. I like how Austria has a couple of different laws now. Like the Crownland Diet, I've noticed, it's just the hereditary bureaucrat law, but it gives less political strength to aristocrats. Otherwise, it's the exact same thing. So it's a little strange there to me in that regard. Technologies. I didn't want to touch anything too soon because we had only kind of just gotten into the game. Austria now starts with a lot of good techs, like central archives, dialectics. They also start with railways now in 1.10. They did not used to start with any of those technologies in 1.10, which is very nice. Given our circumstances where Hungary is going to probably want to revolt eventually, I almost want to get skirmishers first as our technology, but we wouldn't have percussion caps, so that's kind of pointless. We just get a lot of troops and put them together. I'm just going to get pharmaceuticals first. I'll just do my usual strategy of pop maxing. Speaking of which, we even start with a free company slot to assign, and we are, of course, going to do groceries. Groceries which require sugar, but thankfully, the devs have now made it to where wheat farms can do sugar beets, which can make lots of sugar, and I kind of want to switch the rye farms to it as well, but I think the rye farms can just make our regular liquor, and that just sets up the food industries. I haven't streamed in a little bit, so I'm a little, little rough around the edges. Just gonna make sure the OBS can hear me. It can. Good. But yeah, if we're gonna see what we can get done here. And we have two journal entries at the start. One is the matter of Hungary, which is basically the situation of the Hungarian Revolution. Hungary wanting to split off and causing all kinds of nonsensical problems to the great Austrian Empire. We have the young Hungarian movement as long as this journal entry is active. And we can finish this by doing the dual monarchy or just annexing the whole thing. So we do have two different options. And while the dual monarchy persists, we can't form Germany, so that is an option. But I think we will go for integration of the crown lands. Really kind of establish the autocracy there. We also have the Age of Metternich, which has a lot of agenda goals to finish. You don't have to finish the journal entry, of course. If you're wanting to overthrow the aristocracy, you could just kind of throw the guy into exile. But for us, we're going to try and finish this journal entry as best as we can. We already start with a couple of it, preventing the Italians from unifying. Don't let anyone that isn't us unify Germany. But also have all of West Galicia, fine art, etc. This shouldn't be too hard to finish. But I think the biggest issue is going to be expanding the Metternich system. Obviously, the easiest way to do this is to get subjects. But that does mean we'd have to fight for them. And generally, trying to fight for subjects means someone's going to come in and oppose you. Although right now, the papacy doesn't really have anyone backing it, except two Sicilies. No, two Sicilies would back us too, actually. Man, the Pope must be having a really bad time down. We could liberate the Rhineland at some point. Yeah, I am thinking eventually, when Prussia becomes hostile to us, that's when we do the liberation of the Rhineland. But at the start of the game, they're an ally, they're a friendly ally as well as the Russians, so I'd like to use those two to kind of oppose the Ottomans, the French, and the British. Especially because if we go down to the Ottomans, we could actually steal the two Romanian states from them right away. No one's gonna really defend the Ottomans here. I did kind of check. France does not care for them, so it will not care if we seize these two. We could probably pull Russia into that war for free. So I think what we'll do is just day one seize the Romanian states, because of course, the Austrian Empire needs even more subjects that hate it. Because why wouldn't you want more subjects that hate you? So I think we'll actually start that up right away. And as you can see here, no one really wants to side with the Ottomans. So, honestly, this is probably a done deal. They could back down and we only get one subject, and I'd be fine with that. but we will kind of see momentarily where that goes. Oh, that's right. I forgot we start with railways now, don't we? I don't have to be, Do we start with steel at all, chat? No. So we know what railways are, but God help us if we ever figure out what steel is. We're still using iron. And let me know if the volume's alright. We haven't checked this in a little while. I assume it's okay, but you never really know until you go live and get feedback. Sometimes what you think is fine is not fine. It does not work. But we'll quickly kind of set those up. And I think we have plenty of finances to where I can do this. If we raise taxes to high, we'll be fine, yeah. Because we don't have to worry too much about legitimacy at the start. We kind of do, but I'm not that worried. We are going to try to get a lot of pop growth, but I'm actually going to maintain the rights of women. We're going to kind of try to have it both ways and get horribly punished when it doesn't go right either way. I've noticed now that whenever I tap back in, it makes the war noise, so that will be interesting to deal with. Very interesting to deal with. I don't mean to do this, it is going to play it again, but I have to get the secret police started, chat. You don't. The secret police are needed to put down the impending Polish revolts. I played a Russia game of this. Europe catches on fire really fast. By the 1840s, there's going to be a lot of flames. And we are just going to get started from there, honestly. I'm going to kind of hold off on mobilizing the army until... Yeah, I was going to say until they've mobilized. Oh, this one. Why do you not have the appropriate generals? Yes, the game is ticking in the background because I don't know what a pause button is, apparently. We'll be fine in this war. I may want to set up some conscripts, though, because the Ottomans will definitely be conscripting, and we already know how that goes. If we don't raise conscripts and the enemy does, we just lose. Because that's how it goes. Yes, police coordination would help too, though it's going to be a kind of a one thing at a time matter. Because we already run a deficit at the start with what we're doing. And just being on high taxes already makes people upset, because technically we are still under serfdom, if you can believe it. I've noticed they actually had the Serbians join. Interesting. I don't think we have anything to worry about, though. Yeah, no, the initial battles went super well for us. They actually went... The initial battles actually went too well, chat. The Ottoman army is kind of dead already. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Ottoman army is kind of missing. Okay, that's a very nice start, because we do not have the economy to sustain much. If we can just get to Istanbul. I mean, this is fine. This war is already won. Honestly, I'm gonna partially demobilize the military because the war's already over, just to save us some funds. Although the main issue is that we are spending way too much on paper already at game start. Are there any production methods that we're not using? We should be. Yes. There's a lot, actually. Mining accident already. That was quick. That didn't take long at all. North Italian Awakening's already started. I just saw the little text pop up for it. So that should be fun. And war's over. Yeah, that's not a bad start. We're already at 11 members if we don't annex any of our subjects. See, the Metternich system works well if you just beat the hell out of everyone around you and force them all to join. In fact, I just noticed we don't even have the influence to do much of anything else without establishing a rival. So, we'll go for broke and use the Ottomans for a variety of things that we need them for. But I'm thinking for the Italian states, we're just going to kind of get a bunch of guarantees on them. Kind of just make it to where none of them can really invade the other without having to fight us in the process. Because we are a guarantor of stability, chat. That's why we had to invade the Ottomans to guarantee stability. that's how that works. Don't worry. Definitely how that works. There's not too many laws we can pass at the start too. Although I would like to get off land-based taxation, and I think that is the one law we'll try to pass right now. Just because we need more money somehow. By any means necessary. And we do have steel, so we can switch to steel tools, which is nice. Ah, yes! So there is an attempt to kind of coup the Chancellor here. And we do have two initial options with it that deal with a starting situation. That does give us government size allowance, but does make it harder to pass things and kills authority, which we need to spend. If we were to choose to limit the Chancellor to foreign affairs, the intelligentsia get quite a boost, and the aristocrats suffer. But we're kind of going for more of an age of autocracy situation. So we're actually going to go with this, where it is going to upset the aristocrats in certain states, but it does reduce the penalties by a fair bit and gives the landowners more strength. Because this is the era of autocracy for us, not an era of peaceful stability. That being said, we do have to kick the armed forces out now because the government's very unstable if they're still here. There's never enough iron in the world. There just never is. Let's give me a service tax, please. But yeah, my plan is just to kind of follow along the journal entries and just see where we end up. And try to not have the Austrian state collapse on itself. As long as we can avoid those, I'm pretty happy. And we just had a -20 on per capita. Speaking of which, with our authority, I do actually want to boost the peasant movement because they are trying to support passing taxation right now. And then we are actually going to suppress the Polish movement too, because suppressing it should weaken its movement activism. Otherwise, the Polish are going to be a very big problem later. They will cause quite the revolt on their own. We're just going to do 24 points in the London Conference because that makes all the German states get a +10 positive relationship towards you, and that will include Prussia for us, which is nice. Belgium even gave us an investment treaty. Things are going well already. Not really, but I'm just pretending that they're going well because I can't stomach the thought of it going badly. The game responded by having us roll a stall event. So German national identity does require cultural fervor amongst North and South Italians now, or North and South Germans now, which does mean that we are going to be a bit shorted. You can't form Germany as quickly now, I would argue, because fervor doesn't move quickly. You can move it, you can make efforts to move forward. You could do, like, probably an 1836 war against Prussia and have North and South Germans die. That would help fuel it up. But I do think it is a bit slower overall, and that is probably the point, because people have been forming Super Germany way too fast. So the devs probably decided they really needed to put some brakes on that train before they kept breaking the game. I know increasing public education is going to increase their fervor. It's going to help the South German fervor, which is great, but it's going to increase the fervor of others as well, which is not as great, but, you know, we'll work with it. Mostly because we don't have much of a choice, because I want to raise literacy no matter what, even if it's costly. One way or another, we'll get our educated folk. Hungary will probably revolt against us at some point because of the army power projection. I am expecting that to happen. We will see if it does. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. And we do need to annex Krakow, so I can't really count them on our little list of Metternich members. But we can invite Lucca, which does advance it a little more. If we were to go over here, oh, that's the wrong one. go over here. We do have 12 members now, so it is listing that. But we are missing something else, liberal and socialist movements. What is counting as a liberal movement here, actually? Is it anything cultural? Curious. Oh, the Yugoslav national movement, Italian national movement, the German national movement. Really? Okay. I guess change of plans. I've got multiple... We have so many movements to suppress. Wow. Yeah, we could probably use the revolt to gobble up all of Hungary's land. We're just not going to force it too quickly. Kind of like play along with the journal entry a bit this time. We can break the game at another point, you see. Alrighty, and we are, of course, going to go for food standardization first to get that mortality reduction. But also, if you know about the minoralism law that Austria starts with, it gives them state construction efficiency through corvée labor. And that's based on how many people are working there and the size. This is affected by throughput bonuses. So, because we just increased agriculture throughput by 10%, it is now giving 10% more state construction efficiency of what it would give. Bohemia has a 22% state construction efficiency from this, chat. I would like to stress it. We have almost 25% state construction efficiency in the state right now. It's costing us only about 20 points to start building it up, which is why I want to, even though it doesn't have a mapping bonus from the river, I kind of want to start building it up early because it has a variety of benefits associated with it. The other states do have that as well, though, so it does pay to invest into them too. There's no reason not to. But it is absolutely funny that agriculture bonuses are going to increase the state construction efficiency. I also noticed that the distribution of power laws has the unique laws in it as well, even though there's various restrictions that would prevent you from passing it in most cases. And that includes minoralism. Now, if we were to go to Krakow, for example, I would like to show you. We can actually make our subjects, as Austria, try to enact minoralism. It does have some requirements, but I can't quite show them yet. I believe you have to be a member, you have to be a subject of Austria, I believe. I'm not sure. But it is one of those interesting things. We could force our subjects to pass minoralism, like maybe... Oh, wow. Hello, China. What happened to you? Russia's just going for the Finland-Korea achievement, I see. Well... We'll leave them to it. We will leave them to it. I want to get more construction as fast as possible, but like any good player, you need to carefully manage your finances, especially if you're relying on a per capita law to pass and it's got to fail. Usually that doesn't go well then. Wait, some South German people are being unfairly blamed for the poor living conditions in Bowman on their South German neighbors. I see. We can't blame the Czechs, so we're just going to blame ourselves. Great to hear. I'm glad they've managed to figure out who to blame that wasn't their the people usually living there. I did forget to give food industries some of their laws. Really, I just forgot to give them their, what is it called? Monopoly. I cannot think well when I'm speaking repeatedly. I should be a public speaker. It'd go great. So we have to suppress the Italian national movement, apparently. That's a lot. That's gonna be a lot of movements to suppress that. Ugh. I'm not looking forward to that at all. I mean, we'll try, but I'm not looking forward to it. We already got our second company. I didn't think far ahead on our companies. I really didn't. What the South Germans doing? Yeah, the Czechs are watching the South Germans blame the South Germans for the conditions of the South Germans. Okay, so we have options. We could do unique Austrian companies for fun, but there are also other companies that are probably better to get. Although, we should note, the petite bourgeoisie might be worth going for, because our heir is a member of the petite bourgeoisie. So anything that buffs attraction to them might be a good decision, since that's going to be our autocratic government later. More loyalists and less radicals is very good too. I am going to say I would like to do this at some point. I know it means we wouldn't get glass, and that's not as beneficial. But I'm just thinking about that pop attraction. For now, though, what about... we could do the Mantero setup. That would get us unique silk. I don't like it too much, though, because it gives the synthetic plant throughput bonus. But you can't give them access to actually use it to where they can make prestige silk there. Damn those South Germans, they ruined South Germany. That's pretty much what it is. That's basically what it is. It's that meme from the Simpsons show. Okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the boosting company too. Something else to note though is that, oh, there goes my mouse. Something else to note, though, is that if you look at the category, there is now different ownership types of buildings. So if we go to Silk and Dyes, this will have partial aristocratic ownership. This means some of the owners will be aristocrats instead of capitalists, which is very interesting. I have noticed, I don't know if we have any options available yet, there are certain unique companies, such as one of the Russian companies, where, like the vodka monopoly for Russia. The vodka monopoly for Russia has partial bureaucrat ownership. So you will actually have bureaucrats owning the company alongside the capitalists. It is beautiful. But I'm gonna go with the agreement there, Vincent. I'm just gonna do the furniture company next. I'm not gonna say that this is the most valuable thing you can do. I'm just doing it because I think it's fun. And we are here to have fun, even if that fun leaves the Empire in a dumpster fire. But you know what? We did need more furniture anyway. And apparently the game agreed too, because we got percussion cap, we got per capita taxation pass too, which is actually going to help quell some of the discontent and our standard of living issues right now, because most of our pops are peasants, and apparently the third largest pop group we have is servicemen, so that tells you we are very scared of our subjects. Very, very scared of our own subjects. Rightfully so, though, I would argue. They're very scary, you know? They could uprise at any moment and take everything away. As you can see here, the Polish national movement has fallen to 4% from 8%, and now that it has some low support, it is weaker. But the secret police is also level 3, which is helping a lot, honestly. Really needed that secret police. Okay, actually, let's Sardinia. Let's change this to a defense pack, maybe. It's not telling me how much it would give. We'll defense pack Sardinia Piedmont, maybe, right? No, that uses some extra points. I'm trying to figure out how to yank this extra leverage over, because the anti-Austrian societies are kind of causing a problem. More cohesion would help, but we'd have to upgrade creative legislature at this point. And maybe get Moldavia to not be hateful towards us. That would probably help, yeah. That would probably help, wouldn't it? They will not accept. I mean, we may as well just do this now. Serbian National Awakening just started as well. We're just gonna move in and take Krakow out now. That way Krakow can't cause any problems later. Ah! And here's an event for all of Europe, the Hungry 40s. An outbreak of crop disease in Western Serbia has begun to spread across much of the European continent. So you can just say calamity, and it will last until the journal entry ends in 3 years. Or you can pay money for the whole time to reduce the negative. We're gonna pay the money because it's not fun. It is going to increase grain prices a fair bit, but not by too much since we acted against it. We already invested in food standardization. So honestly, not as bad as it could be. I kind of want to make an alliance with Prussia for fun, but they'll eventually try to kill us anyway. You know how they are over there. I'm actually surprised how much the intelligentsia have in stats. They're very, they've got some power behind them, don't they? Ah, yes, that's what I wanted. The health, you know, I don't have the authority, I don't have the bureaucracy for what I'm already trying to do, but let's just pass another law while we're at it. I did forget to declare interests though, chat. I did forget to do that. That is my bad. Yeah, we can't do the funding lobbies yet. So we do have less than 12 members now in the Metternich system, but we are now the leading producer of fine art, and we own all of West Galicia. So, oh no, I'm sorry, we just own all of West Galicia. I misread that. That's my bad. Nothing like reading things wrong. Nothing like reading things wrong. So I did notice Prussia is going in on Denmark. And while it would be really funny to backstab Prussia here to seize the rest of Silesia from them, the Schleswig-Holstein question being resolved is kind of required. We could maybe... Who might join this right now? No one. No one might join it right now, is what it's saying. The Schleswig-Holstein question, right? Because no one's taking territory, right? Yeah. We'll join. We'll join Russia for this, or Prussia. Wow, I'm confusing them really bad already. Prussia, yeah. Now then, the military buildings PM can't be increased yet. We need to unlock general staff, which we might want to do because again, the whole Hungary trying to murder us thing. But I love my technology. Actually, no. Let's play it smart. Let's get general staff while we can. Let's get it while we have a chance. Because we might regret not having them later. I really don't want to spend too much money on this if I don't have to. Okay, Denmark back down. Schleswig-Holstein has been answered. North Germans have the fervor they need. We're just waiting. Yeah, see, that South German fervor takes time. Because they don't have a national awakening right now, and most of the South Germans are in our country. Which is another reason to raise education here. Otherwise, it'll never get done. And let's get the mortality reduction next, because that's going to bump pop growth up by a good 0.3%. Because pops are everything in this game. Even if I'm not pop maxing, yep, Hungary just tried to get its authority increased. Even if we're not pop maxing this game by not reducing the rights of women, it's still good to reduce that mortality and just grab as many pops as we can overall. I take a penalty here no matter what I do. We need more bureaucratic stations right now. Part of the reason why I'm investing in Bohemia as well is partially because of the high construction efficiency it has until it starts losing the labor of peasants, which it is now. It's also because it's probably safe from revolt as long as the Czechs aren't upset. Whereas the Polish are probably going to revolt and Galicia is just going to be on fire later. So we're kind of just trying to coast along there until we've got more things resolved. Expensive tools. Jeez. Wow, see, we really should spend some of our infamy points here. What about Switzerland? Would anyone care about Switzerland? Not really, but France... no, not really. We could go on them. I think Prussia would care if we went after Bavaria, though. Yeah, they would. You know what, chat? We could, do the Ottomans have any friends right now? The Ottomans don't have friends. Britain likes them, but they don't have friends. I think we steal Serbia next. Yeah, the Czechs like us, the Polish don't. I think we steal Serbia next, chat. Because if I'm correct, yeah, they don't want to do good. Ooh. Hungary just sided with the Ottomans. Okay. So, two Sicilies is something we're going to want to pull in then. We could liberate Bulgaria because that would mess with the Ottomans further, just kind of push them towards collapse. We're going to get two Sicilies in on our side, but... Well, we can't annex Hungary, I don't believe. But we can do a state conquer against them, right? Yeah. We could seize one of their territories. It's just a question of what. The alternative, a fun alternative is we could ignore the Hungarians to seize parts of Egypt. But it's probably better to actually deal with the fact that Hungarians are trying to revolt against us here. And just seize... We wouldn't try to seize all the states because that would be too costly. That would be way too much infamy. And we would choke on it. There's also the opportunity of just focusing down the Ottomans, but I think... Is there any return state goals, actually, we can enforce? No. Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement there. Take some of the Slovak territory. Oh, yeah, it's not that... Oh, wow. Actually, it's not that expensive. Why is it so cheap? Why is this so cheap? Oh, because they're our subject. Right. Jeez, well. You know what? We can actually add a couple of territories here, no problem. I didn't want to take Hungary proper because I know they can form a mapping bonus here at Budapest through one of their decisions, but I don't know if they need to be independent for that is the problem. It probably doesn't matter too much. We don't really need the bonus. We don't need it that badly. So let's think. We could. It would be smart. The smartest thing to do would be to seize their capital and just knock them out. Really, which we should arguably do. I don't want to bypass the journal entries too much by just clobbering at everything in our path. But yeah. Oh, we could have swayed Britain into this war too. Darn, Britain would have actually sided with us. You know, apparently the United States doesn't really like us right now, chat. I couldn't imagine why. It couldn't be because we're trying to put down an uprising in our territory, and they don't like that because liberty. You know, I'll return the favor though. If they want to rival us, we'll rival them. We are gonna stay defensive at first though, because I don't want to just charge straight in and just automatically die. That would be really problematic if we did that. We also apparently lack cannon. Interesting. Maybe we build an artillery foundry to fix that. Okay, Home Affairs is level 4 now, so that should make it a lot easier to keep these movements suppressed. In fact, one of the movements we were suppressing is gone, but I just noticed the radical movements appeared now. And it's going all the way to protesting. Oh. Oh, no. They usually... Oh, I see the German national movement had disappeared, and then it... Oh. I don't like that. We have to keep them all marginalized, but I have to suppress and unsuppress repeatedly. That's kind of annoying. But alright, game. Bedridden government. Yikes, this whole public healthcare thing is not going to plan. You could say it's not very healthy. Yep, there it is. Yeah, they've made this more scary because of the political movement activism. That was already there. It's the other events that now follow it. Yep, so the liberal movement's going to appear now. And this is going to cause a lot more activism. Like, we had? Oh, yeah, no, the Home Affairs is actively suppressing it. This is with level 4 Home Affairs. We also have a lot of radicals just from the event itself, which is kind of problematic. And we're in the middle of an open conflict with Hungary, so, yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, this is their capital state, right? I've already seized their capital. one is your capital state? Oh, that's your capital. Weird. That is not what I expected to be the capital. Just trying to get the capital first, so then we can just move on and forget about it. Battalion unification is starting. At least it's attempting to start, I should say. I'm starting to see some pop up in support of it. You know, maybe now's a good time to upgrade creative legislature. I don't know. We're not the top 3 in ranks. I can't do that. The defensive cooperation's not bad since it prevents you from starting wars amongst each other, but... Ooh, ideological truth could actually be really good. Suppression cost reduction. Although, it was mentioned before police coordination. We're only at level... Oh, we're at level 2 for that. You know what? You know what? Actually, that is a good call. That is a good call. We have to get it all the way up to level 2, though, so it's not going to help initially. But we'll work towards that, because we are trying to go for that age of autocracy. Okay, this is good. This is good. We're off to a good start. Hungary has been significantly debilitated from that. They actually lost most of their army strength in that fight, which is fantastic for us. Very fantastic. Although I am realizing that without the defensive coordination, the Italian states can start fighting each other again, which is not good, but, well... You win some and you lose some, you know? Right. That's kind of why we're guaranteeing all of their independence, because it kind of means if anyone starts a fight, we can just oppose them. Ideological truth is probably practical and fitting, yes. Although, I've gone ahead with police coordination, like it was mentioned before, so our other slot will be the company slot. Just because right now we could use this and knock out 10 to 15% political activism pretty early, which will help a lot. And now that the blight is over, we get agricultural recovery for a few years, which arguably, though it might not, it arguably should ease things. But let's be real. This is Victoria 3. You never know. It could just start another powder keg we didn't even see. If we could get the paper costs down, we'd be pretty good shape, honestly. We just need more sulfur. Trade is doing wonders for our sulfur needs, but we really should actually make some sulfur domestically. Another disease outbreak. These just don't stop. They don't stop. Yeah, there's not really a lot of laws we can pass. I'm just trying to use the vote for what we can. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Oh, is Prussia suffering from it right now? Is that what's happening? Yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a national movement revolt then. That's gonna be annoying. And usually what happens then is Prussia will get your state from that, which is really irritating, but there's not much we can do about it. I mean, we can hope and pray it doesn't steal the state from us, but knowing the game, it will probably steal the state from us. Oh shit, what? Oh, wow, really? It immediately just... Is that because of the radical movement? Hang on, chat. Let me reload that, because that fired so quickly, it felt like we didn't even have a chance. I want to reload it and take a look at the fail requirements again. Really quickly. Any political movement is insurrectionary, so even so much as the radical movement becoming insurrectionary is enough to immediately fail it. And that, I would like to note, that is with a level 4 secret police. So I'm actually going to have to end public health insurance now already, and just pass something that the radicals want, or else we will immediately auto-fail the journal entry. Even though we're specifically focusing on trying not to. It is that bad. Yeah, the bourgeoisie will be upset no matter what I pass there. We'll find something here really quickly. I thought it would be pretty easy for us to keep it suppressed, but surprisingly, no. It's actually really difficult, it turns out. Okay, what do they like that isn't this? The right to associate, anti-strike law. We could do an anti-strike law, right? That wouldn't be too hard. It would weaken any potential movements. I guess we don't have to keep the guild system. It's a neat little thing, but it's not something that we need, per se. Although radical political movement reduction, I mean, right to associate might not be a bad idea, actually. Although, let's just do it, chat. For the sake of national stability, we could do the combination act. I'm just thinking probably passing something that they like, because we're in the middle of springtime, and springtime does a significant boost to political movement activism. What is happening to the mouse? Yeah, that was weird. I don't like doing the reloads on the runs if we can avoid them, but that was kind of a situation of impossibility. No matter what we did, it was just going to fail unless we passed a specific law at the start. Because the journal entry immediately fails if any political movement is revolutionary. Which is unfortunate, but it makes sense too. It's just surprising how strong the radical one is. Yep, there's the revolt, and I'm sure it's going to do exactly what I expected to do and take the state from us. Man, this is a lot of revolts already. Like I said, springtime kind of lights everything on fire. You don't count as a political movement, do you? No, but because one's gone off, all of them are going off. That's just the problem of playing as Austria during springtime. I mean, they've already revolted. There's no point in going any further in appeasing them. Yeah, it's like it's this bad. Oh wow, popular outrage is just negative either way. Popular just... Is it because the guy's unpopular? No, he's popular. Weird. Oh well, I guess we'll just take the failure in order to make the radical less popular. We've also suffered a coal shortage temporarily because a lot of our coal was in the places that kind of revolted in the end. So, not a great time so far. And at this rate, we might have more revolts to put down. The Czechs are only going to revolt because of springtime and insurrectionary movements. Oh, two Sicilies has also left the Metternich system, unfortunately. I think it's because they became a major power. It could also be because the system is losing its cohesion. And then this event always fires, I believe, whenever you've had a Polish revolt, so you'll always gain infamy for it. And as you can see here, Prussia does take your piece of South Silesia, so you just lose no matter what if the revolt happens. The good news, though, is that the activism for the others will go down now. Bad news is that it's still very high. And it's causing all kinds of problems. Metternich is definitely rolling in his grave right now. Oh, preemptive strikes. That's funny. I find that amusing. Will everyone please just stop revolting? It's not even 1846. Oh? Oh, I see. We could assassinate. He's the moderate of the Austrian aristocracy. No, I'll take the 2% loyalists, please. That would make things a bit... Jesus, now Hungary's having a radical revolt? Like, it just doesn't end. It just never ends. My god. Okay, we got level 2 police coordination, so maybe now everything will calm down a little. I see Prussia's dealing with revolts within its power block too, so we're at least not the only ones who are just suffering terribly.
Oh.
You know, it would be nice to make Bulgaria the next protectorate of ours. Just kind of keep pushing down the line. Technically, there's the option for Bavaria, but then Prussia's just gonna come kill us. Oh, they'll try to come kill us, please. Oh, now the Hungarians are revolting. I mean, like, this poor empire, man. I can't keep it together. We probably won't keep right to associate, but for now, honest to God, for now, we're just using it to appease the radicals to keep them passive. Because otherwise, they're going to rip this country apart. The German national movement needs to be suppressed, too. We can't really deal with it as well, though. I mean, I wouldn't mind switching to national supremacy. That's fine by me. I would like to get public health insurance, but the game kind of booted us off that with half the country being on fire. That wasn't very nice of it. I see France has overthrown its king as usual as well. I'm sure its king will come back at some point, though. It always does. Always does. Okay, there we go. So, good news. We've managed to survive Springtime of the Peoples without much incident. That at least gives us some loyalists and de-radicalizes people. We probably want to suppress the Hungarian national movement, but I'm trying to get the Metternich goals, which requires all the liberal and socialist movements to be marginal. Which is a little harder than it sounds, surprisingly. A little harder than you think. We also have to be a leading producer of fine art, which, good luck with that. That won't be simple. I know neither of our companies have been doing well. Oh! Yes! Okay, this works. We have just gotten lucky, chat. Bavaria is suffering a radical revolt, I believe. So we're intervening against a radical revolt in Bavaria to get them as a subject. And Prussia is opposing that. The Hungarian movement doesn't count as a liberal movement. So this is the list of all the political movements that it considers liberal. The Italian and German national movements it considers to be liberal, but things like the Hungarian national movement it does not consider. Because these are just pluralist ideologies, whereas the national movement for Germany and Italy are national liberal. It's kind of, it's the difference of their own ideologies, because the pluralists just want a change in citizenship. The national liberals want an end to the autocratic system. So that's kind of where the difference lies. I'm also not gonna lie, chat, we might lose this war, but we do have skirmish infantry, so it's also possible that we could win this war. I don't know which result it will be. What I do know, though, is that we really should switch our training systems over so they fit the new situation. Yeah, this is bad. Did we not upgrade? I thought we have... Oh, we never did upgrade to skirmish infantry, chat. I thought we did. My bad. Oh, right. We were doing the upgrade, and we were going to build the munitions plant, and then I had to do the reload because we unexpectedly failed the Metternich journal entry. Game is krieged, right? Yeah, this is oh, no. I see what happened, chat. Prussia didn't join it against us. They've started a separate war against us, and I didn't notice. Unfortunately, Russia will not join despite being our ally, because they are allies to both sides. And that's kind of given them a lack of reason to get involved. They don't have Bavaria on their side, at least, and it looks like Saxony's chosen neutrality for now. Württemberg is apparently one of the ones that would actually be willing to get swayed to us. Not that I think they would make much difference. But apparently they want to leave the Prussian power block. Probably switch away from subject at some point now. Yes, this menu is the newest one for the newest theme. Right now, all the themes are set to dynamic, but it is the National Awakening setup. But if it's all set to dynamic, it kind of depends on which nation you play as. Like, if you play as France, you'll get the French dynamics. It's a very nice map mode. This might be a map mode I actually want to use. I've always been using the French map mode. But I kind of feel different about this one. There's a lot of protectorates we could do. I would like to at least do a return state, but I do think... Oh, it's return state. They shouldn't change their mind because of that. If we could at least get Southern Silesia back, that'd be a good step. But is there anyone we can sway on Prussia's? No, not really. Oh, we could sway Saxony with a transfer of both. Oh, sure, Saxony. Yeah, let me just give you my most valuable state. I'm gonna sway Württemberg just because they're leaning towards Prussia. Solely because they're leaning towards Prussia. That way their armies are not against us. Right? Saxony wants so much. I think the goal here is gonna be put down the radical revolt in Bavaria and just kind of have everyone else dig in and defend. We do need to get more ammunition though, which is a bit of an issue. Because otherwise we're not going to have a fun time. Imports will sustain that with ease. It looks like Hanover actually joined this on our side, so we do have kind of like a short grace window before the rest of their army comes down on us, but I think this is kind of just... It's a situation where we're just going to have to dig in and hope to God that's enough. But we are raising basically every conscript that we can right now. Actually, I'm going to put the second army on the Bavarian revolt as well. We're just going to try to end that as soon as we can for the 40-some days we have. We might even... Oh, they want to conquer parts of Hanover too. I might add more stuff to this on purpose, chat, just to delay and buy time, to slow it down until the revolt in Bavaria is gone. Because at least that way, we have time to finish it off. I'm worried that adding another conquest goal is going to kind of... Yeah, 35 is way too much. We're not spending 35 for that. We could do liberate the Rhineland to weaken Prussia further. Or Westphalia. Those both work. Well, this is 10. This is 9, so it doesn't really matter which one we choose. Yeah, we could add liberate the Rhineland as well. I will probably do an eventual unification with Prussia, but for the time being, we're just kind of planning how do we keep Prussia from coming to kill us later. Yeah, we could add that too. So that's gonna buy us 15 more days to put down the revolt, which really isn't much time. So, what changed here, chat? Something changed here. For whatever... Okay, let me do a quick reload, chat. I think I know what happened. I'm pretty sure Liberate Rhineland is what just messed this up. Because the AI has a specific setting for the German leadership war. If you try to take certain states or do huge liberations, it will cause this malice, lacks reason to get involved, to disappear. And we basically just, by trying to liberate the Rhineland, we basically nuked ourselves. So let's not do that. Let's add a random humiliation that I wasn't looking at. But let's not do that, because, yeah, we might want to remember that's a very bad idea. So don't do that, because that's very stupid. And you will regret it later. You will very much regret it later. Oh! Well, India's having fun. Yeah, no liberations. I had it is my bad. I had kind of forgotten about that. It will absolutely nuke the hell out of us if we do it. So let's see, are the Prussians attacking us on the front line, chat? They are not. We could try to push them then, if there's anyone here who's good at pushing. There's a guy who's good at being an entrepreneur. I mean, he might do it, chat. He might succeed with others, where others fail. We're just gonna try to do a cautious push in at least one area to see, can we cause them more casualties than we get. The answer is not really. In fact, I just remembered all of our allies right now can kind of use our troops to attack. And yeah, they will just immediately curb stomp us into non-existence. Oh, this is I thought we'd be further by now. This is having a lot of micromanagement so we die. Yeah, I think they allow return state, which is why I didn't immediately nuke us for the return state war goal. Oh, they have all those divisions still. But it will get upset if you try to do actual conquest or liberation. I think it doesn't care when it comes to return state war goals. You know, it's got its own feelings on the matter. That's weird. That front didn't exist, and then it existed, and that front didn't exist again. I'm not sure what happened. I think it's because of the Bavarian territory over there, maybe. It is going to be hard to win this, though, because they have a lot of these small little statelets that joined them that are also conscripting. We could end up winning this, but Hungary is obviously not loyal in this fight. Why would they be? They have no stake in it. They'd rather not be here at all. Oh, I see what's happening. It's because Bavaria pushes in and they get pushed back. Yeah. Alright. The hope here, chat, is that most of their divisions will just kind of... Most of their, like, little allies will just give up relatively early, but I think what's going to actually happen is we're going to get our teeth kicked in. We'll see what happens. Because I have one front where we can't really even hold already, and if I try to pull from the other front, I think we just get curbed. Maybe not, we'll see. Yeah, no, if I move, they immediately attack, but I think they're losing it, though, chat. I think this is actually good for us. Yes, okay, that was actually fantastic. Almost the entire Prussian army over there just ran into their own deaths. So that's good. We just need to close off this little minor revolt front. Lubeck's just given in. Okay. I think we'll be fine, chat. We just have to play it safe. Because Bavaria is our subject, so Bavaria isn't gonna just pop out of the war like the Prussian allies can. We're actually gonna end a lot of these government admins because we need more paper. My god, that is a lot of paper demand. Okay, there we go. That's good. We got lucky. We rolled good visibility. They rolled poor visibility. And that actually caused the Prussians to suffer a lot of casualties. The problem that we now have, though, is that they can recruit enough troops to make this a roughly equal fight. What's going on? Ah! Greece is invading the Ottoman Empire and Russia's backing them. Well, that's always fun. Ah, the Ottomans actually backed down, chat. So, Greece now owns Cyprus. Okay, so the Prussian army... You know, we might actually win this. We might actually win this, chat. I think the Prussian army just cooked itself. Yeah, a lot of their allies are abandoning the fight now, and most of their army is kind of fallen. We are kind of suffering in certain areas too, but as long as we can push one way to Berlin, that's fine. And if it makes a lot of the little statelets surrender, that's also fine, because then their troops are no longer in this. It doesn't sound like a lot, but having 5,000 troops times 20 is a lot of troops. That's a little more than it actually is, but it kind of feels like it, in a way. The end of spring event is fired. Pause without a rebel. Oh, yes. Yes, let the radical exile himself. The radicalist movement is no more. Does a positivist movement count? Yes, positivist movements count. Okay, well. Where one movement ends, another begins, chat. There's too many of them. Ah, they're still relevant? Dang, okay. Oh, we can use police coordination at level 3 now. So that gives us a little more authority. I will actually use this authority. You know what, chat? I'm going to be wasteful. I'm going to be very wasteful. We are going to use this authority in Bohemia to get national values, because national values now allows a simulation. So the checks aren't really simulating right now. We're going to pop that and check back on it in, you know, about a month's time or two. We're going to let it tick because it takes time to check each pop group. So, you know, maybe we let it get to March here and then we check again and, oh, look, suddenly almost 5,000 checks are converting per month now. Oh, wow. Isn't that crazy? Suddenly the Czechs are being converted in their own homeland to South German. Oh man, it would be a real shame if we continued doing this for the next 5 decades. It might not be possible, but we don't need to fully destroy it. We just need to make it marginal. The problem is that I don't even know if we can make it marginal. We'll try to do it. Like, I will try my best to do it. But I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, we're just going to ignore whatever the Ottomans are doing because we're kind of in a death war with Prussia right now. I am actually going to demobilize one small part of the army because it looks like this war is pretty much over now. Like, we've pretty much won it. So we're just demobilizing a bit here. Oh, no, wait, that's... Ooh, I'm used to being on this side, chat. I almost nuked us. Oh, right, Anhalt. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. Sweet. Yeah, no, this is great. Oh. Wait, chat. So Transylvania over here just got annexed by the South German Federation event. Because they have South German as a primary culture. So it was automatically annexed and incorporated. So this does create a new problem again. We're down to 10 members of the Metternich system when we need 12 by the time the current Kaiser kind of chucks it. So we kind of need to go window shopping for subjects again. Nope. Kind of need to go window shopping a bit here. I mean, Saxony wouldn't be hard. It wouldn't be difficult, at least. Actually, Montenegro. Do you, like us or something, or... Oh, no, they're an Ottoman puppet. We could liberate Bosnia against the Ottomans, yeah. But... see, I don't want to make the Wallachia Moldavia... Actually, yeah, I wasn't gonna make them puppets at first. Let's actually go ahead and make them puppets so we can keep the maximum number. And then Russia... Is Russia guaranteeing them at all? No. Let's go on Bulgaria. 2 Sicilies might join. The only worry really is Russia, honestly. But we could probably renegotiate this treaty to have more beneficial rights. Yeah, make it 25 years. Maybe they'll even be willing to side with us. No, they don't really want to side either way. I don't want to give many subjects either. So Egypt joined, but it's Egypt, we don't care. Russia joined, that I do care about. I wasn't sure if Russia would join, chat. This is a definitive issue. Man, everyone hates us. I can't imagine why. Oh, we could retake Bessarabia. That would be funny. This also means, though, that Russia would violate the Treaty of the Holy Alliance. Ugh. Wow, they really want Moldavia so bad that they're actually joining in against us. I guess we could try to liberate Ukraine. I don't know if we can win the war against Russia, though, because Russia has, even though it's line infantry, it's a lot of line infantry. That being said, we have a lot of conscripts to raise, and as seen from the war against Prussia, it turns out conscripts are not bad if you have enough of them, and you're willing to take lots of casualties. Two Sicily's also joining is an issue, though, I feel like. And Montenegro is the one up there. Okay, I was wondering what that was. Let's do Bessarabia, but we could... We'll try to liberate Ukraine as well. We'll kind of get there when we get there. We don't really have a navy, though, chat. I'm kind of worried about that. Oh, okay, hang on. Right, so Russia is currently fighting the Ottomans. We actually have a small window of opportunity here then, Chad. It is small. They do have peasant levies, that is true. I just don't know how well it will go. I think we focus on knocking Bulgaria out quickly first, just because it'll be fast, and then we go elsewhere. We go everywhere else. But right now they're in the middle of invading the Ottomans. Sorry, the positivist movement died and came back, so I have to like put it in its grave a second time. Anyway, we're gonna try to take advantage of that situation while we have the chance. We will see our results and where they lead. I forgot Bohemia just did not set a lot of these up. I want my sugar beets and my liquor. Paper is finally cheap again, which is nice. Liquor is not cheap, but when it is liquor cheap. No one ever asks how liquor is doing. I know Bavaria has got the mappy bonus as well from the river, right? Yeah, it does. Ugh. What a good state. Which is a very arbitrary decision-making of mine, but still, what a good state. Oh, shoot. I think the age of Metternich ends now, right? No? Wait, who is this guy, chat? Who is this 16-year-old who just became Kaiser? Where... Did we just bug the game? What just happened? Wait, why did someone else become Kaiser? Why is it someone else instead of... Why is it this random admiral? What happened? Why... I mean, this is what, 7 of 10? 6 of 10? Yeah, that's not as good as I was hoping it would be. Why is it some random dude? Let me abdicate the throne. I'll just abdicate the throne then. Why is he picking you? He's 16! Who is this? What? I love Paradox. Okay, hang on, chat. I know how to solve this. I don't know how to solve this, chat. He's not even in the army. Where is this random Commodore coming from? Why is this random 16-year-old assuming the throne? What? I feel like I'm missing something. Do I just... I just filled the Admiralty slots? Maybe that'll prevent it? I don't... If it's just broken, I don't know what we do then. Yeah, I don't... It's making this Maximilian guy into the Kaiser. He's apparently an admiral who just forms his own fleet upon existing, which means we can't finish the Age of Metternich's journal entry. I can't finish it because Franz Josef needs to become Kaiser. But he can't become Kaiser because someone takes his spot. No, so the problem, Vincent, the guy who's becoming Kaiser right now doesn't exist. He's an admiral, right? But he doesn't exist at all. He doesn't exist as an admiral. He just appears automatically as an admiral and automatically assumes the Kaiserreich, even though he should not be able to. Even though he legitimately should not be able to. He's also 16. I don't know how it's bugging out this badly. Is this someone else's heir that's like glitching over here or something? I don't get it. Is it because we annexed Bavaria? That wouldn't make sense either, because it's a Habsburg. So I guess we just never finished Metternich. It just sits there forever. And we just pretend it doesn't exist. I guess that's what we'll have to do. Yeah. So, well, we can do the abdication because the Kaiser's gonna die this year anyway. The problem is that we did it and he will pop up anyway. Watch, so I will do the abdication. It literally says that it will be abdicating in favor of the Archduke Franz Josef, who should be the one taking power. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Why is there no heir? Why are we abdicating to him? I don't get it. So Metternich is oh. Chat, it's okay. The journal entry is dynamic. So good news. It's a dynamic journal entry. It fixed itself. I didn't notice that. That is still a bug in my opinion, because instead of the heir becoming your new Kaiser, some random guy that hasn't existed into your game up until now becomes Kaiser, which makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I will live with it. I'm fine, but that makes no sense. And it definitely deserves a bug report later, if someone hasn't already realized and filed it yet. I guess the good news is that we have until he's 18 before it finishes, but I think we'll be at 6 of 10. Because we're not going to be able to get all 10 in the end. Although, where are we on the fine art scale? No, we could probably get fine art, chat. We just need 15 weeks. Ooh, German national movement, everything dies, minus 30%. Metternich is in a scandal, too. This game just gets better by the hour. This game just feeds itself, I'm telling you. That was a... the heir was wearing a skin suit, yeah. Yeah, the heir was wearing a skin suit. So, at this point, I'm gonna stop suppressing the German national movement, I think, because at this rate, we are not going to get the all liberal and socialist movements or marginal. It's just not gonna happen. There's just not enough, now that the labor movement is here, there's not enough authority, and even if we had it, I mean, I can kind of get it. But even with it, the German national movement is still relevant because of its enthusiasm. We'll try, though. We'll try. I don't think it's happening, but we'll try. I really need more ammunition, apparently. We've mobilized too many troops. So, what do we need, chat, for liberate Ukraine? Is it just at least one Russian state? Is that it? We just have to take, like, one Russian state? Because that's not hard if so. If it's just one Russian state, I can do it. We could do it just fine, then. Let's get creative legislator too. I wasn't gonna go for that initially, but we're trying to push the cohesion values up. And is that enough already? Return Bessarabia. Yeah, okay, we're fine. We're fine. Ammunition company. Yeah, that would probably help, wouldn't it? But look at the chairs! By the way, we are making special chairs now. And apparently when your favorite streamer, not your favorite streamer, I'm random here, had to do that reload, he forgot to switch everything over to produce better, so the company's been complaining about bad productivity for a while now. When the rest of the Russian army comes over, we are going to have a bit of a bad time. But until then, we're going to try to push as much as we can and kill as many of their army over here until they come over. And then maybe we go on defensive here? I'm not sure. I mean, if we can keep pushing and the casualties are in our favor, it's fine. Yeah, casualties are still in our favor, so we could just kind of... Okay, casualties are no longer going in our favor. We'll just hold now, chat, because we already control everything we need. If Russia was not invading the Ottomans at that time, we would have lost. I'll tell you now, if the Russians weren't fighting the Ottomans at the time, we would have genuinely lost that fight. Following a violent struggle for power over Austria, the landfolk have ended up on the losing side of history. I don't know what happened, but I guess the landfolk are very humiliated right now or something. Man, we are mobilizing way too many men. Can we end the war now? Yes, we can. So, there we go. Moldavia's bigger. Ukraine now exists on the map. Which Russia will be forever hateful towards us for. But that is a good start. Okay, we're just gonna... Yes. It is gonna make the French antagonistic. Yeah. We're just gonna try to get Switzerland as a subject as well, because that will put us back to 12 for the Age of Metternich journal entry, which we are now at 8 for completing, actually. German national movement just won't die. We would need even stronger censorship, but we already have level 4 secret police. So I don't think it's going to get any weaker. And the positivist movement's back again. Guess who's back? And it's relevant this time. Brazil's declared... Wow, everyone just rivals us. We're friends of no one, chat. No one's our friend. Except the crownlands. The crownlands are our friends. Right, Hungary? Yeah, ideological truth, maybe. Oh, Age of Metternich finished before I could, Chat, do you think if I hold the event, do you think it would update it when we get Switzerland? We're gonna hold the event. We have 90 days. Let's just mobilize everyone and try. I don't think we'll get it in time, but we can try. I forgot to have them on offense. Maybe we get it in time. Okay, we did. That would technically put us at 12. It did! It did! It did! That's 9 of 10 now, because now it says he'll be remembered as the strategist and visionary. I held the event until we got Switzerland as a subject, and it worked. It actually buffed it. Wow, 45% production research speed? Ooh, for 10 years and it's not decaying? Ooh. Oh, that gave us 41 more research speed on production texts. That would have been useful a few years ago when I was doing them all. Oh, but that is nice. That is nice. Kinda sad we didn't get our bourgeoisie, though. So, I'm gonna opt to put them in power anyway, because we kinda need them. Because to get the autocracy event to trigger, we need to get all the crown subjects annexed, but I need the bourgeoisie to be the ruler or powerful, which is why I'm kind of sad of what happened, but oh well. How are you doing, Hungary? You're still pretty, yeah, we might have to annex you the hard way at this rate. Might have to do it the hard way. But that's fine if so. We'll do it. I just realized this Serb uprising, if it wins, would just join Serbia. Like, whether the Serb uprising wins or loses has no bearing on me, chat, because it would just go to the Serbian protectorate that we have. So, I'd win either way. I would love to do all the production techs now that we have that big bonus going, but we're gonna grab central banking first, just to reduce our interest rates a little. They're not too terrible, but it would save us some money. We could switch creative legislature with ideological truth. We might do that. Ooh, modern sewerage. In fact, what would that do? Creative legislature is just affecting political activism. Ideological truth gives us suppression. Yeah, we might switch to that later. But I want to go for the company slots. The Metternich journal entry is over now. To be honest, now that the Metternich journal entry is over, there's no reason to suppress certain movements like the labor movement. Because they'll actually help us update our tax code and pass a health system. Which reminds me, I, in my great wisdom, which doesn't exist, forgot we still didn't have health insurance because we had to cancel it earlier. I'll keep the positive movement suppressed because that one's actually a threat. But otherwise, I would like to kind of spend our authority on something more extravagant. Like taxing liquor. And promoting national values in places where we shouldn't. Yeah, the company mandate is what we're gonna do. Dude, chat, I'm just so... I know it's a waste of authority to be spending all this authority there, but I'm just so curious about what could happen, you know? I'm just really curious as to what could come of it. So we're gonna do it. I say I'm curious. I've done this before as Russia and Ukraine, and it takes a couple of decades without the public education system, but it does work. It does, in fact, work. To an extent. You know, I don't want to build up agriculture because I love the mineralism's state construction efficiency bonus, but we might have to do it at some point. Well, we'll see. We'll see. For now, let's focus on getting companies up. We'll get off subject code eventually. I want to get the healthcare system established first, because that'll boost our standard of living. And get us more pops. So that'll be kind of a good situation for it. Do we just annex Hungary by war now, maybe? Oh, no, it's gonna be 120 infamy. That's not happening. Wow. 33 from support independence. We have a good army and everything. Cordial relations doesn't matter. Support independence is just nuking it. Well, we used to have Russia as an ally. Now Russia's our enemy, so that kind of makes sense. As to why it kind of flips on its head. That's fine, though. Oh, yeah, we should get a good navy, you're right. I wasn't really thinking about the navy because Metternich didn't care about it, so I didn't care about it. You know? But Metternich is gone now, so... yeah. It's really sad. He peacefully retired, though, so I wouldn't be too sad. Just a little sad. Just gotta keep improving relations with everyone in the block at this point. Oh, I don't want to pass religious schools. Why would I pass religious schools? Public education is going to be so good later on. I will say, we are effectively past the worst of it for Austria, in my opinion. Unless journal entries are going to pop up later and really shake things up, I think we're past the worst of it now. It's still not stable, but we no longer have springtime going on. The Metternich journal entry's gone. Hungary has lost several states, which has weakened it. So, you know, overall, I'd say we're doing pretty good. Considering the war with Prussia and then the war with Russia, that was really dangerous both ways. I guess we should probably improve relations with Prussia too if we want to eventually form Super Germany. But considering the 70 infamy cost that comes with it, if you want to annex your subjects as well, it's going to be a long while before we do that. But good relations with Prussia would be good. They are reconciliatory. In fact, if they're reconciliatory, maybe they'd be willing to form a defensive alliance of sorts. I didn't mean to click transit rates. They're kind of willing. Oh, because our current perceived fairness of current treaties, which is to say, they don't like the. Okay, so we'll wait 11 months then. They're upset about the current reparations payment to where they don't want to make an alliance with us. Funnily enough, let's quickly go for chemical bleaching actually, just because we have the legacy of Metternich right now, which is massively boosting our production research speed. So it would be kind of foolish of us to not do some of our production research while we're getting such a big bonus on it. And we are going to get a bunch of universities around because we do need it. Why is tobacco so expensive? Because we import it, we don't make any. And we don't really make enough liquor. We do have a grocery monopoly already, but we could look into additional monopolies on top of it. Not against that idea at all. I am against these guys having the Republican. Is there a way for you to change to something else, maybe? Well, what if I just exile your current... Actually, we have a secret police, right? That's a 71% chance. 25% fail. Okay, well, we'll go with banning him from existence then. That's a good second option. And then we could be really funny. Yes, Puppet, it is wild to read. Trust me, it's wild to read going to racial segregation from anything. It is something we could do now, but we could also just do national supremacy. Racial segregation would make things a little more stable, of course, this is true. But I mean, national supremacy, then again, the national movements don't like that. They would prefer racial segregation, which might be better. On the other hand, something to note, a lot of our Hungarian pops are actually considered second-class citizens right now because they're living in their homeland state. Because what subjecthood does, it gives a plus 30 to your acceptance stat while living in your homeland. So they actually get a huge acceptance increase while in their homeland state. We do want powerful bourgeoisie, so we could, like you said, combination acts. We could be really stupid and go back to the guild system. It buffs shopkeepers. Be really stupid of us, though. But the bourgeoisie love that idea. The trade unions actually don't like the idea of the combination acts. One reason to keep the right to associate, actually, is because it actually causes the trade unions to be less likely to generate radical ideologies. Doesn't level 3 have fastest assimilation? I don't think it does. You get the oh, well, yes, if they're on open prejudice. Yes, I see what you're saying now. I don't know what this would do for the Hungarians. Let's look really quickly, actually, because they changed the heritage and languages around a little. So the heritage is European, as an example. Right now they're at plus 15 for sharing a heritage trait group. And under subjecthood, that 15 is heritage trait group here. So if we go to racial segregation, that puts them at 50, which is open prejudice. But then, keep in mind, our religious laws are going to give them another 15 to 20 because of them being Catholic or Protestant. So this would actually push them into the range of second class, no matter where they are. So we probably would want national supremacy, but that drops it a lot harder. Oh, but I see there's the no shared heritage trait negative as well. So I don't know, actually. I'll be honest with you. I actually don't know with the math now because it is a little different. It is hard to say, actually. We could try it and see. That is true. Even if they're second-class citizens, we do lose that 25% assimilation reduction. Let's go ahead and try passing it then. That is true. Plus, our bourgeoisies do like it, and the German bourgeoisie. So this isn't special to Austria. This is special to all nations that have the Germans as the primary culture. Oh, hello. Okay, chat. We're about to go to war with Russia again. The Hungarian revolt has kicked off in renewed interest. Russia is joining, but since Ukraine is no longer a part of it, they have lost some 50-ish battalions. Does this mean we'll win? No. But we could win. It is going to cost us a lot of infamy to do this, but we're just going to take this as an opportunity to fully annex Hungary. No one else is going to really join, thankfully. Serbia could join against us or them, though. Wait. So this is Serbia, right, chat? This is Serbia. Serbia would be willing to join on our side if we transferred ownership of Serbia to Serbia. They've got some negotiating skills, let me tell you. They have some really good negotiating skills. Or the Ottomans in on this. Oh, the Ottomans are in on this. That's weird. Ooh, really weird. Okay. Oh, let's just take all of Eastern Serbia then. And that will get the Serbs to join us, which their army isn't much, but I figured let's ensure their loyalty. Because why not? I would rather not die today, thank you. So once again, have to call up all the conscripts and go to a big war. Belgium is making a protectorate of Modena, but Modena is a part of our power block. What timeline are we in? And they are asking us to join as their ally, which is a shame because they would be willing to become our subject, but because I didn't pause it immediately, I can't do that. I can't sway them for it because we're already auto-swayed. But, you know, maybe Belgium will just back down. No, God, now France joined? Wait, so now we're at war with Russia, Russia, the Ottomans, France, and the Belgians in 2 separate wars. I didn't sign up for this. What is happening? I can't even do like an enforced money article without spending a lot. There's nothing we get out of this war. There's just nothing we get out of this war. It's just hell. It's hell in a handbasket no matter what we do. Because... Oh, God, yeah. We're the, not having a good time here. Okay, I'm gonna make an executive decision, chat. We're gonna give the Austrian Rhineland to Prussia in exchange for them joining us against Hungary. Because I need something to offset the Russians, so I can send it to try, keyword is try, and defend from the French, because the French are going to kick our teeth in. They have a lot of troops on the border. And I don't think no amount of conscripts is going to make this safe. I can't even withdraw from the treaty early where they're paying me money or it will upset them. That makes no sense, game. That makes no sense. Okay, I mean, I guess it makes some sense because you're withdrawing from the... Yeah, actually, no, it makes sense because that's a part of the truce, isn't it? And they probably get upset when that's withdrawn because it's like, are you trying to come to war early with us or something is what they probably feel like. Just make a new alliance with Prussia here. That's not gonna convince them to back us because... I see, so that they've made it to where... Oh, wow, they really kicked Super Germany's teeth in, huh? Oh, boy. Oh, well. Anyway. Still good to have them as an ally for now. Oh, my God. So now Two Sicilies is doing an Italian leadership war against the papacy. We're now in 3 separate wars, chat. 3 separate wars at once. We're in a triple front war. Oh my God. Not gonna lie, chat, we might be dead. We might be doomed. I might have to let Medina just fall. I can't even declare neutrality, can I? No. I didn't think I can back out because I'm targeted, yeah. Giga Austria war. Yeah, we probably should have built the military up even more, but I didn't expect us to get yanked into 3 separate wars, none of which we started. We didn't start any of these wars. We got pulled into them, but we didn't start any of them. Yeah, suddenly I'm not keen on these universities right now. It's gonna take 27 months to finish everything. Oh, God. I'm just trying to move this all down for, like, an emergency draft. Which, even then, I don't think is gonna work. The wars begin at different points, at least, but that really doesn't make us any better. Ah. Cool. Maybe we can get the, armed forces to exist again in 5 seconds to save us. Yeah, Russia and the Ottomans joining one war against us is just really nightmarish. We joined with Two Sicilies side, but to be honest with you, chat, I don't see them winning, and France is probably going to liberate Switzerland from us. But we'll see. We're gonna have to just try and push somewhere, though. Prussia joining us helps a little, at least, but I don't know how well it's gonna help. If we can defeat... Okay, that's one side down. I'm more worried about the French invasion right now than I am the Two Sicilians. So we're just gonna try and just dig in hard there. I don't know how well it's gonna work, though. If we can crush the Hungarian part of this, that'll be fine. That'll make this a lot easier, then. The papacy's dead. They're starting to push into us, so that's no good. But a lot of Frenchmen just died on the front line. Like, a lot of Frenchmen just died. That's good news, at least. I think the papacy will just surrender the war, though, so that war's just kind of done and dusted. Yeah, at least we get content. I think Two Sicilies is going to invade the rest. Are they targeting us at all? No, but apparently Sardinia Piedmont joined the war on our side, which I wasn't aware of. That is funny. That is definitely funny. I really like to focus more on societal technologies, but I really want to use those. Honestly, it's more arguable that we really should take advantage of the Metternich bonus for the next 6 years on production. It is very good. I can't pull these troops away without just auto-losing. Yeah, I think we're gonna capitulate out of the war with Two Sicilies. I can't win that war. There's too many going on. Two Sicilies trying to form Austria or Italy will suck, but it's fine. We can get through that, no problem. Alright, we've integrated the crownlands. And I think this worked. Maybe we could have fought Two Sicilies in the end, but honestly, this works for me. This works for me. Sardinia loyal to the Habsburgs. Yeah, that's a little wild, isn't it? See, they never thought they'd be dying along Habsburgs. So the Habsburgs promptly left the war. I feel kind of bad for abandoning them, but there's no way we could have done it all. What kind of sucks for this war is I don't even get anything out of it. We're just preventing Modinia from losing. I need to make sure I'm not losing, though. We're not, okay. We'll just dig in until they give up. Oh, to finish the matter of Hungary, we need them to... Oh, we just need to get the turmoil down. Okay, so it's just going to be however long it takes to get turmoil down. All right, that's fine. There's gonna be lots of turmoil because of the annexation, but after that it should be fine. Oh, we have an heir. Ah, it's still an Austrian aristocracy. Oh well. I'm not salty about losing the bourgeoisie heir at all. What makes you think that? I'm definitely salty about it. Yeah, it's around a minute. What is going on? So Tuscany's now invading. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm just going to ignore it. We have a lot of bureaucratic deficit now, which I do not like. Since we're no longer in an emergency situation, I'm going to focus on the government administration. Oh, shoot, you call me in as an ally still, huh? Okay. Sure, but I will try to take something from this war this time. Ah, we'll make Tuscany. We'll make Tuscany a protectorate. Sure. I think I can pull some troops off this border now. Yeah, I can. We're rather infamous, though. Oh, guess who else is infamous, chat? Britain's getting cut down to size. Apparently they're 132? Britain, what did you do? Wait, what did they do? Oh my god. People are angry. They really upset someone. Yeah, maybe they did something. That's a lot of guns. Russia's called us in. Sweet merciful God, we've gone to war against England. I mean, this is fine though. We're on the same side. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright, we've got over 30 advantage against the French, so we may as well try to push in now and end this war. Or maybe they could just finally end it peacefully. I don't know. Okay, Tuscany backed down in the end, so they're not our subject, but, you know, oh well. Do you not get the power block embassy? Oh, because you're already in the system. I forgot once they're in the system, they don't have the embassy anymore. Yeah, Britain's very unpopular. I guess a stalemate counts. Technically, Russia joined as well, and we're trying to build a navy. You were trying. I just want out of this war with France. I really want out of this war. We've gotten involved in this so many wars that, honestly, it is really starting to hurt us. These wars are getting a little excessive. Minoralism's going down as our peasant numbers drop, which is, you know, it's a little unfortunate, but it's going to happen. There's no stopping it. Like it or not, it's going to happen eventually. That being said, we're going to kind of just try to get a few things flowing here. Try to get construction going better too, but our investment pool is not having a good time. Okay, finally, the French gave up. It means I can finally demobilize 2/3 of the army and just wait for Belgium to give up now. Memories of the guillotine, oh my god. That's scary. Jesus. Oh, right, we're at war with... We're at war with Britain, aren't we? Yeah. I'm sure it'll be fine. We're just here for our participation trophy. Yeah, I guess, I wasn't really thinking about privatization that much, because we might go command economy later. Although at this rate, with how wild the game's been, I don't know if we'll even get to that point. But for the time being, yeah, let's just try to sell some things. Some things, not everything. That might help, but we'll see. We've just been in so much back-to-back-to-back conflict, and our standard of living has been struggling that we haven't really been able to go anywhere with it. Ooh, I kind of want to get food fertilizer. We're gonna keep doing our production technologies until the legacy of Metternich is gone, just because 45% is just such a bonus. You really can't say no to it. Alright, time to decide our next company. I kind of want to do a company that can get at least one or more mines. There are some new companies in the game as well. 5% construction sector throughput. It's not bad. Agriculture and paper mills while buffing paper mills further. But craft paper is so good. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of other options we haven't really popped up yet that we can actually get. Like Mavag here. We can actually get this. And I kind of... Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, wait! Prestige engines? Prestige engines? That seems kind of good. I don't know, what do you guys think? Because we're not going to get loyalists anytime soon. Everyone's very angry at us because of their standard of living, which we're trying to fix. Let's see what other options there are down here. There's a special textile one. Now, this is new. Yeah, this is new. I recognize a lot of these, too, though. Oh, this one's new. Great Hungarian Plain. Yep. If it didn't have food industries, I'd consider it. I would consider it. There's a bit too many options, actually. I feel like there might be too many options. Another one for the bourgeoisie. And it gives them morale recovery. Ah. Okay, we already have the chairs, so we don't want the chair company, right? Yeah, craft paper is good. I do agree, Vincent. 5% agriculture throughput, though. I mean, agriculture throughput does buff the subsistence farms for their state construction efficiency, which is really silly. See, there's no way to make an easy decision here because a lot of them are good choices. I'm kind of leaning towards those engines, though. Except we don't have a lot of plantations as Austria, do we? Just domestically. No, we really don't have that many unless we expand further, which we might. Maybe it's not really worth it then, yeah. Agriculture throughput? Yeah, I mean, it's a new company, too. We could give it a shot. We'll make a lot of paper. Yeah, why not? And you know what? We'll even give it a monopoly rights to paper mills and logging camps. Oh! Wait, maybe we should have done it. Because we already had a company doing logging camps. Well. We'll just take that right back then, I guess. Not that it matters too much, whichever one's investing in it, but that's a bit of an oversight there. Yeah, this is funny though. I am having fun with this. I don't know if these are the best companies for us to do our investments into, and it is hilarious that I now basically have 2 companies that will have logging camp ownership, but to be fair, the chairs one should really focus on the chairs, if you think about it. It'd actually be a good test if a company with monopoly rights has monopoly rights, can they buy it from your other company? I assume the answer is no. But it'd be cool if they could. Rodix, no. The game cannot be played on... Well, no, I don't believe you can play it on a phone at all. I don't think, the Steam Deck could maybe support it, probably, because it's the Steam Deck, but a regular, like, iPhone wouldn't be able to. We could dismantle the previous company, but I do want to note it is making a fine amount of luxury chairs. And reducing radicals from movements. Although it is mostly owning furniture manufacturers in foreign areas. Well, those are technically part of the sphere of influence still anyway. Wow. I mean, this is making a lot of money. The prestige clothes would be nice, yeah. Why is... Belgium still has not given up on this? Belgium really wants to make this landing happen. Oh, yeah. I almost messed up on the autocracy thing too before I started. I'm glad I kind of booted up the game ahead of time and read over it, because I did almost mess it up myself. Although the game's messed it up for me anyway by conveniently disappearing the one guy I needed for it to make it easy to activate. We should have it active by now, arguably. You know what? We could try that. How much is it going to cost to dismantle this company, actually? None at all. Okay, well, we'll do that then. We really need to diversify. We could just go for regular clothes, or regular furniture, then. Or, as you mentioned, prestige clothes, they are fun. Actually, if we're going with the clothes, I might just go prestige silk at that point. I really don't know. They're all very good. And that's what I kind of like about Victoria 3's companies, too, is that they're all good. You can't really make a bad decision. I mean, some are objectively better than others, but by and large, they're pretty good with one another. You know, I think let's actually invest into resources, chat, because we really, really, really need to get the mines going. So we're actually going to establish this new special one they have that also buffs construction sectors. I don't know if it'll be good for us, but damned if we're going to try. Lower radicals from political movements is nice, but, well, the company we just disbanded had that, actually, so we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with that one. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine in the end. I think getting more of our resources out of the ground and then just mass exporting those is a pretty good option anyway. Generally, it's a good option. Unless you're, like, really messing up. We'll need fertilizer for all the fertilizer I just started using. Oh, France, I rival you too. I rival you too. Hey, we're about to pass racial segregation at least. Which sounds awful, but... Look, don't hang me. It's okay. I promise. Oh, wow. So the Hungarians just had a massive swing from plus 30 to minus 30 on cultural integration. I don't know what that's gonna do. I think they'll be fine, right? For the most part. Yeah, they'll be... No, they're not fine. They dropped to open prejudice. This might actually spike radicalism for a bit. Yeah, because half the empire is suddenly under open prejudice. Well, that's fine. Man, look at how many South Germans do we have that's a part of the nation now? 32% of the population. Not bad. Not bad. Could be better. Yes, it is a very good patch, and I agree. If they can do what they did here and replicate it for the Spain one that they've been talking about with the DLCs, they haven't talked about it too much, but it's just kind of like on there in the DLC page on Steam. It will be interesting to see how the Carlist Wars go and are portrayed. Although I'm a little concerned that the Civil War would just get other nations involved and they would destabilize it very easily. Because the AI tends to do that. I am going to bump us up to very high taxes, even though it's going to upset people, because the healthcare system is finally online enough to where I think we'll be fine. This war. So I have a problem, chat. I can't really invade Belgium to stop Belgium, but Syria exists. Ah, neat. But Belgium doesn't want to stop the war either because our navy is not fully completed, and it's kind of struggling to get recruits because the area along the coastline is not very popular. Good news, though, we now have gourmet groceries, so everyone may stop eating grain and just gorge themselves on a single item that they will struggle to buy. Because that's how we do it here, and that's how we like it. We want to struggle to eat for food, if you didn't know. Yeah, well, good news is that we already started with public schools. They're already at level 3, actually. We just need to move forward with it. The problem is that moving forward is going to take time. Because that requires research, but we're using up the Metternich research speed right now on production, because it gives 45% bonus to production research. We would be fools not to use it for production research right now, while it's heavily boosted. It would be very foolish of us. Do we need all these logging camps? Maybe we do. Yeah, kind of. We can always export what we don't need. And then let's get food standardization 3, because that should boost our standard of living. There we go. Level 11 standard of living average with all the modifiers. It's not the best for growth rate, but it is calming everyone down. We are starting to kind of see radicalism abate. And with enough time, there won't be any radicals. Trade centers is something to look into, yeah. We'll get there with the trade centers. We'll probably get there pretty soon, actually. In fact, how are we doing on trade? We have not really investigated that. There's a couple of trade centers we could kind of build throughout the area, so we'll just kind of plaster some down and then ignore them. Also, ignore the big angry debt clock that keeps growing. I've been informed that that's normal. It's fine, and nothing should go wrong. But if something does go wrong, we have to just hope and pray. I actually would like to get the dedicated police force. I know it's gonna hurt the aristocracy, but I'd like to get the other. Yeah, I'd like to get the other 2 levels of police force. That would be really helpful if we had that. Plus, the Rule Folks Honest Work is now active. So, 25% throughput bonus in Bowman. Actually, wait, doesn't this mean areas like the Trans-Danubian are getting a big 35% bonus? Which means the state construction efficiency is higher than it should be, arguably. It's supposed to be 11.7, but it's 15.7. This is funny. Yeah, proportional taxation won't work too well for Austria early on, I don't think, just because they don't have the high income taxes and the dividends to really use for it. Oh yeah, we're still at war with Britain, aren't we? Technically. Yeah, technically. We're just gonna quietly leave, chat. We're just gonna quietly leave that war. Yeah, we don't gain anything by staying, so we're just gonna leave. Let's not build up in these heavily violent areas for now. Oh god, we still have naval bases. We have a lot of construction to finish still. We just don't have a lot of construction to use thanks to our deficit. Even if we didn't have the interest rates that we did now, even if there was no interest, we'd still be running red. That's partially because some of the areas we occupied are not incorporated and they have low taxation collection as well. So it's just not good for us in general, just being there. Oh, but the good news is that things are finally calming down enough to where we can kind of just take our time and go over things together. Which, you know, I think that's nice. We even have fertilizer. How lovely. I don't know where they built the building for it, but they built it somewhere. Oh, they're building another one. Cool. Where are these, actually? Oh, you're only going to show me these. I need to click it the other way around. Fair enough. I was about to assign more buildings, but like we're on a month-long schedule for this still. It's going to be a while before it's done. That reminds me. They start a manoralism by any chance? You're on homesteading. Okay, that makes sense. Ah. So you can make other nations enact manoralism. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's really that's something. I don't think Switzerland will succeed in passing it, but that is something interesting. Very interesting. Well, we are the age of autocracy, aren't we, chat? And it wouldn't be autocratic of us if we didn't force our beliefs on others. Oh, finally, the war's over. That's what was killing my budget the whole time, was all the military goods. Yeah, that's 70,000 drop. My god. Right? It is still serfdom. It will drop the output of the peasants there for their own needs. But it is not bad. The state construction efficiency is not bad as long as you always have peasants. Which we'll eventually run out of, I'm sure, but, you know, it's not my problem. Kind of is, kind of isn't. Speaking of problems, though, I know using national values on all this stuff is probably a waste of political power or authority. It is probably not worth it, but it would be so funny. It would be really funny if we ended this stream with lots of South German and a lack of other cultures here. With that, it would be really funny. Let's be honest. So someone's got to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Oh, Trans-Danubian was encouraging manufacturing and not doing cultural conversion there. My bad. Oops. Yeah, that was not wise of me there. I'm gonna get an interest in South China just to have better trade with them. Alright, Serbia, would you like to enact manoralisms now? I don't know if any of them will succeed, chat. We'll kind of keep an eye on. Oh no, Bulgaria may succeed. They're already at 41% success chance. So Tuscany is being attacked. Hey! Thank you, Spain. Thanks to Spain, we just got a free subject out of Tuscany. That's not Tuscany, it's probably Tuscany. It's probably the better way to say it now. I don't think we could really get away with invading Spain. But I kind of want to try to see something just obscure. Yeah, we stopped suppressing the German national movement just so we had the authority for more stuff elsewhere. Do we like seize Spanish South Cameroon maybe just to have the yeah, I think we do. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. They still lead this. We can't do anything. We're just here to defend our new subject. Okay. That's, you know what? That's fair. I can work with that. Has taken trade through Austria, sure. So interestingly enough, they've made it to where Prussia can't be a target for unification. So I'm not sure if you can do super. You probably can do Super Germany still, but yeah, it's different for Prussia than it is Austria, I guess. Maybe there's just something I'm forgetting about it, but it's okay. Where's our third army? There it is. Apparently our Navy... Oh, I was gonna say, I'm surprised our Navy was beaten so easily. Yeah, that's probably because we never promoted the guy, so it was operating at half strength the whole time. Oops. Wow, it's 1816, we already have pump jacks. That's Austria. So we've got 3 months left on the legacy of Metternich. So I think we start doing our, you know what, mutual funds. Mutual funds and then steel frames, because we're going to activate that journal entry that's associated with it. What is happening? Ooh, Hesse, I have a better idea. Become myself. Oh well. Didn't want them anyway. Syria will join the Metternich system. They might need it. We could switch to ideological truth, but we're not really suppressing or bolstering, so I'm just going to get creative legislature 3 for now, just for the higher cohesion value. We're just going to use it for the higher cohesion until we decide what we want to do with it at a later date. Apparently India is trying to get independence, chat. Apparently India is trying to break away from Britain. I don't think we're gonna be able to support it well, but we'll try. We'll give it our best shot, as they say. Maybe we can manipulate the armed forces a little. Nope. Not the trade union, but no bourgeoisie. Okay. No, don't split it. Catholic. Place the old guy. Got the rural folk. Place another old guy. And I'm trying to roll bourgeoisie leaders, and it's not happening. Oh well, maybe next time. I'm not gonna sit here and try to roll through 15,000 people before we get the one guy we're looking for. And all the ones that have appeared are like sovereignists, nationalists, and all that. We'll start a liberal movement. No thanks. We're not interested in liberalism here. Just gonna disband most of the army before this gets worse. I mean, reinvestment is kind of going up, but it is slow. It's slow going. Ooh, wait. Yes! Prague Protocol. Can I just negotiate an end to the Prague Protocol? Okay, so we are about to violate our treaty with Sardinia Piedmont in this chat, and I just dismantled half the military. Oh no. But the reason why is because 2 Sicilies agreed to become our subject. No, Neo-Absolutism hasn't been unlocked yet because we have to do the Autocracy in the Age of Liberty journal entry. Unfortunately, we're not able to trigger it because the bourgeoisie need to either be powerful or the ruler needs to be a member. This was normally supposed to trigger from the heir assuming the throne, but because it bugged out and instead just put some random guy on the throne instead, it didn't really work right, and now we're having to deal with that instead. So it kind of broke, and it's not working as intended, is what I'm saying. Because the bourgeoisie guy should have taken power, and he didn't. Which is definitely not how it was meant to be. National Guard could help, yeah. We could switch to the secret police. I was about to say, why'd they leave? So Two Sicilies is actually now going to unify Italy. Or at least it's attempting to unify Italy. And they just became our subjects. So we basically have an Italian subject state. Oh yeah, it does give bonuses to their clout, doesn't it? We'll finish up with law enforcement first. Just to get that passed and over with. By the way, Switzerland is about to pass minoralism, and Bulgaria successfully passed it. And Bulgaria's agriculture, though little, is giving some corvée labor now. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We're losing all of our power block members now because they're all being annexed. That's funny. The Maltese National Awakening, I just saw that. That's weird. I mean, I guess their island needs to be woken up too. I can't wait for the investment pool to be stronger and to take over all the spending so we don't have to do it anymore. The industrialists have gotten quite powerful. We just need the bourgeoisie to follow up. So they probably would if we taxed them less, to be fair, so... I can't just put all the blame... I could try to put all the blame on them, but that wouldn't be very responsible of me. Wouldn't be very fair, either. So I can't... really... Oh, weird, okay. I'm just stuck in this war too until someone decides to give up. Oh! Hey chat, this is funny. Our primary culture has such high fervor, and apparently fervor affects war support, I didn't notice. We're not losing any war support in this war with Spain. We literally could sit here and forever war this. Without a care in the world. Why do we have such high fervor, actually? We have very high fervor. Because we have high literacy for most of the culture and high academic population. That's fair. No, that makes sense. 35%? It's not bad. Oh, chat! This is weird. For some reason in Bohemia, there's almost more South Germans than Czechs. Huh. I would white peace, except for whatever reason. I can't white peace, I can only capitulate. Don't know why. No clue. Game won't let me do it. Not sure what happened there. So, I think we're just gonna go invade some random island and hope that makes the Spanish give up. Or offer us. Ooh. Here we are. Let's make this agitator general chat. There we go. That bumped him up at 2%. No one wants to switch to National Guard except the intelligentsia. That's kind of a problem. Private healthcare would help too, I guess, but yeah. The problem, though, is that the aristocracy kind of controls it all, and our clout is dying because of it, which is not good. It's very problematic, actually. I guess we'll just switch to this for now. That way, the bourgeoisie are no longer suffering from very high taxes. Okay, there we go. I took one piece of territory and Spain gave up. Because that's all you need to do to win it. Is to just take a single piece of territory. Albania exists. Man, the Ottomans are having a really, really bad time. Just an awful time. Tuscany is now going to try to conquer Sardinia, Piedmont. And they're our subject. Our subject is trying to expand, and they're probably going to ask us for help. Because, of course, they're going to start a war and then have us do it for them. Are we sure they're not being played by a player, secretly? Kinda sounds like they are. Yeah, private healthcare would help them. It would help them. But I don't know if we'll get to it. Just add Sardinia to the list. We have 4 armies now. Apparently we do. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just Austrian aristocrats. It's just Austrian aristocrats and nothing else. There's no one else to hire. Okay, so Serbia did fail to enact minoralism, which I thought might happen. The Swiss are still trying, and we'll get back to them on that. There we are, publicly traded. At that point, we'll get investment set up as well. I believe we're the first on that, so I don't think it triggers it right away, right? That new journal entry for the Germans. Currently 0. Have at least 1 level of railway. Does that mean like every state has to have at least 1 railway? I guess that's what it means. We will just kind of assign this and check it out. I think that's what it means though, is that they all have to have at least 1 railway. That is probably what it means. Hey, we found oil in East Galicia. And that reminds me, we're not really using our dynamite as well as we could at this point. It is going to cause a shortage, so when I kind of flip all the switches at once. But I think that's fine. We need to make more of it anyway. I didn't assign any war goals to the papacy, though I probably should have, now that I think about it. But that's fine. Sardinia Piedmont no longer existing will be good enough for me. Wallachian Revolt's gone. How is trade doing? We are practically at capacity. We're importing a lot of tobacco, which I don't mind. I'm just noting it in a curious manner. Sweet. Ah, Switzerland failed it. That's fine though. True, the addition of labor laws probably does help to marginalize the trade union. We could probably get back to the guild system, and that would help them because it would buff shopkeeping political strength. The problem is that the Germanic national movement does not like this idea. Apparently the trade unions like it? Traditionalists. Oh, traditionalists like it. Really? News to me. Man, I really hate that we're on the aristocracy. If it was the bourgeoisie, we would be fine. Yeah, we can do the combination X, probably. I mean, we could actually, Vincent, actually, let's do maybe the guild system. I know that gives minimum. Oh, it does give minimum owner worker levels, though. That's true. Yeah, let's just suppress the trade union then. Bye, trade union. I mean, I'd love the higher workforce ratio. Wait. Oh, wait. They're led by a traditionalist right now, so they actually support banning their right to associate. I basically went up, told them we're gonna ban their right to associate, and their leader was like, "Yep, no problem. I'm all for it. Where do I sign?" Oh, that's funny. That makes this the best time to do it then. I cannot find my decrees, even though I keep clicking past them. Oy vey. It's a nice chunk of conversion. How is this conversion going now with all the modifiers? Not bad, despite the fervor. Fervor is kind of slowing it. Oh, the turmoil actually got worse here. Unemployed, yeah. Unemployed would do it. The letter of the law. Emboldened by the government's turn against organized labor, the industrial civic under preemptively cracked. Oh, good. So it's just going the opposite way. So we can either uphold labor laws or just say nope. I guess we'll say no, even though it's going to give us some radicalism, given what we're going for here. So we still have the matter of Hungary because we either need to get their acceptance to be either go down the dual monarchy path, but we haven't failed the Autocracy in the Age of Liberty journal entry because we didn't get it when we should have already had it by now. And the alternative is that they need to have basically no turmoil, but right now they have turmoil over 5% in most of the states. So it's going to be a while. Now they want national supremacy. Good God. Which is just killing what little legitimacy we have left. If I lower taxes, it'd be fine. The problem is that we're running on a deficit. Yeah, the fervor is slowing it, but it'll be fine. We're not doing that badly. The investment pool has grown enough to where it can handle its half of construction at least. I think it said almost 80K is coming from companies. Yeah. So we're at least getting that profitability in. Oh, 35% throughput. This state construction efficiency is just so good. What is this? Who is in this demand? Trade union and intelligentsia. And this is just to embargo them? Yeah. I figured we'd throw them a bone at this point. It'll make them not oppose a variety of things that we're doing in the background. This has gone well. Despite the Autocracy and the Age of Liberty journal entry basically not firing because of unexpected issues, it's still going well. We're going to have an illegitimate government at this rate, mind you, which is very problematic, but, you know, small things. We're building all the railways too. Oh God, what now? Okay, so the U.S. is trying to take Tuscany from us. Apparently they want to form their own, they want their own Italy. And honestly, there's not really... We can't really invade the U.S. because they'll form a very, very big army with all of their conscripts. So I think we're just gonna defend the beaches. Ah, well, you see, France joining was not on my bingo card. And apparently Prussia doesn't want to join because they're still at war with Britain. Okay, so now we're staring down the barrel of a big war again. Unfortunately, Prussia is not going to join for any war goals, it says. Yeah, they don't even desire it. Well, you know what? If they're not going to form Germany, I guess I'll do it myself. Where is Alsace-Lorraine? I scrolled by it. Do I not have the interest? I don't. Okay, well that explains it. That explains it. We're just gonna mobilize and conscript everything then. You're not even an army yet, so... start making troops for you, I guess. I really should have made Switzerland a puppet. Oh, they are a puppet. Weird. Okay, anyway. We'll just kind of dig in for the moment, I think. Greece would join for war goals. I don't want to give you trade privileges in the US. That's not worth it. Greece isn't really worth swaying to begin with. We could bring 2 Sicilies in, but honestly, their army's so weak, they'd be more of a problem. Yeah, no, for whatever reason, it's just saying that Prussia's just not interested. They just don't want it. I think it's because Prussia's just involved in such a big war right now, they don't want anything. Much of anything, really. So we will target Alsace-Lorraine, but I'm also going to see if we can't liberate half of France just to cripple France. Otherwise, France is going to keep being a nuisance to us. I also see the French are actually involved in a separate war right now, because apparently the Dutch tried to seize the Netherlands, and the French are helping prevent that. We can actually push on this front. We're over 40% in our strength there. Yeah, we could do it. Maybe we can do it. What? When did I have two navies? Did it just split my navies in half? No, I did have two navies, that's right. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Oh, we will see how this goes. I mean, the island of Sardinia will probably fall, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm more worried about just the mainland of Tuscany getting invaded. That's what I'm worried about. Also worried about building more steel mills. You can never have enough steel. Very true. Didn't mean to build it here. Oh man, a lot is happening at once. Okay, we might have a hole in the French lines, chat. We might be able to cripple France here. And get Alsace-Lorraine to boot. We could have maybe taken more, but I'm trying to be a little fanatic. Just a little. Oh, sure. Wanted to straight up join the power block. Welcome to the club. That's... Ah, yes, there we go. Finally, the generals are appearing. Finally, occasionally getting a bourgeoisie general. Not often, unfortunately, but, you know, they're there now and then. Lots of authoritarians. My goodness. There's another one. Not quite there, but they're at 16% now. We might be able to get the journal entry at some point. I want to get it before the stream's over, because it would really suck to just never get it. Combination Act should pass without issue. And the Americans are bringing in more and more conscripts as time passes. But hopefully what this just ends up doing is the Americans just start going into a debt spiral. Yeah, they're already taking on loans, whereas we're literally fighting this war with a mobilized populace, and we're no longer going into debt. Yeah, no, bring Mr. Kessler back. This is a South German who is apparently from Austria. We can grant him. Chat, I may have accidentally granted him leadership when I accidentally granted him leadership when I meant to give him I just meant to give him generalship rights. Well, that's annoying. Oh well, we'll just live with that, I guess. Oh, we just have to hope now that success chance is enough to finish the combination acts off. Because otherwise I have royally messed it up. No, now that he is a politician, I can't do anything with him. In fact, there we go. He's no longer a member of society. So we just brought this guy in. He came to us for healthcare. We did that. We accidentally made him leader of the bourgeoisie, and then we killed him with the secret police. What a way to go. We saved his life medically, only to assassinate him later. Within the same month, too, actually. Which just makes it really funny. I guess I'll just invite you, and I can't even grant command in the first place. That's why I didn't notice it. I know it's a social democrat, which would be democracy and all that. I just brought him in to hopefully provide more bonuses to the bourgeoisie. I don't know. We're just kind of riding on hope there. Yeah, we're hitting around 90 million GDP. Not great, not terrible. And we have reached the French capital. So the good news is that France will give up at this rate. The Americans probably not so much, but that's fine. I'm not worried. I am not worried. There we are. So that is the French menace effectively dealt with. I am going to disband 2/3 of the army because we don't really need them to be standing up anymore. We're gonna just try to fight pieces at some point. French national movement, yay. Oh, the combination X also just passed. Trying to get through. You know what? I need to, I really need to turn on some of those notifications, I think. I'm saved, dies from secret police. That is effectively what happened to the poor guy. The French are supporting separatism now. I wonder why. Couldn't be because we took over all their territory or something. Yeah, no, it couldn't be. Could be something so simple. You know, I don't mind having more rural folk around. That I do not mind. And the aristocrats are really enjoying their authoritarians, I've noticed. It's like always just authoritarian, authoritarian, authoritarian. Well, that's fine. Oh, we got investment banks done. Yay! Corporatism could be fun. For the pressure of the Balkans, you do have to play as Bulgaria. And I can actually give you a quick tip on that, Antoine, if you want. If you play as Russia and you liberate Bulgaria from the Ottomans, you will get an event as Russia to switch and play as Bulgaria. So you could do that to kind of cripple the Ottomans early on. And ideally, Bulgaria will be friendly with Russia too, so you might be able to use Russia to your advantage on top of it. Oh, God, I don't know what text to do at this point. Home affairs would be good. Zeppelins would be amazing. Socialism would be dangerous. I don't know about that last one. Alrighty. Time for another company. Do we really need companies, chat? We can just toss it out the window. And more seriously, I'm actually not sure which company to enact next. There's a lot of good options. We could do the designer clothing as previously suggested, actually. Yeah. Yeah, why not? And we'll just give them immediate monopoly rights to it. Ooh, actually, we have a nice chunk of new authority because of the law enforcement, I think. Actually, not sure. Yeah, do it right here. How many South Germans do we have now? 37% of the population. It's been growing. It's not quick, but it is growing. I do love this new map they have with the cultures. I mean, look at that now. Bohemia now has more South Germans than Czechs. Isn't that nice? You know, if this all goes well, we'll see South Germans everywhere. Huh. That was an interesting article from Ching, but because I opened it instead of just accepting it, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to give them investment rights, we got nothing from it. Oh well. Okay, now we can go ahead and do this investment for the bureaucracy. We have everything we need and more. Oh, what? Oh, I didn't catch that. I think they just... That fight was so fast, chat. I think the entire army they sent died except for 2,000 men. They sent thousands of men into that fight and they died. Man, they still want to fight this. What is your debt situation? +7 now? Yeah, so it's slowly growing on their end. Slowly. But it is growing. It is growing. I think we can afford to switch a few of these over again without going too overboard. There we go. 650 construction. 23k sent in, 2k left alive. Yeah, they stormed the beaches and just died at the beaches. They didn't even get off the beach. Okay, there we go. White peace. Oh, man. I don't know why, chat, but everyone is after us this game. The Russians, the French, the Ottomans, the Americans. Technically the Prussians to a small extent, but not really. Oh, you know what's funny? We just fell below 25 infamy and suddenly lots of people support us for forming Germany. But without Prussia, I don't think it's ever really truly possible for us to form Germany. Which is fine, I guess. We can just kind of sit here as we are and twiddle our thumbs. It's not like we really intended to form Germany in the end. But we thought about it, but it was never really on our bingo card of things to do. It was just kind of, you know, it's there. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it at some point. Maybe we won't. I am not accepting that trade union radical. Get him out. What do you think, chat? Qing wants to be able to build in Austria, but they're offering to let us build in Qing. Oh, they have free trade. I was gonna say it's weird. You don't have free trade yet. No, they do. They do. I mean, that could be a pretty good investment. Yeah. Oh, actually, wait. This just made me think of something. Hang on, chat. I'm a little curious. Ah, so I can't make them switch to minoralisms through this. I was wondering if I could make Qing switch to minoralisms. Or minoralism. But I think in order to do that, you either have to be Austria with South German, or you have to be a subject of Austria. I think those are the requirements, at least. I'm not certain. I am just guessing. I'm sure with enough time and effort, the general community will figure it out, and then we'll know for certain. But considering we were able to make Bulgaria switch to it, I'm pretty sure they just have to be a subject. Or you have to have South German. Just one of the two need to be met. Combination laws on Qing? Maybe. I mean, Qing doesn't really have an issue with trade unions appearing. Plus, right now, a part of their local workforce is owning buildings. That's probably better for their economy to buy stuff with. So, if anything, we'd actually be making the Qing situation worse. Hey, there we go. We now have Schleswig as a subject, chat. So that means we now have sustained interest in North Germany, and we can freely use it somewhere else. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Schleswig supporting separatism. Wow, they became my subject, and their first instinct was to support separatism. What loyal subjects we have. I'm so glad they're our friends. Oh my god. Wow, chat, Qing is already just starting to just build trade centers in our country. I don't mind that. I'm just a little surprised that they've already queued that up. Several times, in fact. Oh, that's a Greek uprising, all right. Or Ottomans. This might be a good time for us to go in on the Ottomans, actually. In a separate conflict. I don't want to join this one because then we're kind of restricted in what we can do. But this might be a good time to just go in and kind of like seize Bosnia and then make more territory for the Serbs. They'd be doing a little trolling too, pretty much. Yeah, no one is going to come help the Ottomans. The Ottomans have no friends. There we go. Actually, I just realized because the Ottomans are very likely going to back down, I'm going to eat the infamy costs to make these all primaries. Because I don't want the Ottomans to back down. I want the Ottomans to take this and die. We might have some people kind of break treaties with us as a result, but it'll be fine. They can't handle us at our worst. They can't handle us at our best, you know? That being said, shrapnel artillery would probably be good to research at this point. We might... Yeah, you know what? There's been a lot of wars going on, so I'm going to research shrapnel artillery just to be safe. We use mostly skirmishers, but we do have actual artillery. And I'd like to rely less on conscripts and more of a standing army. So we are going to actually invest into some cannon. It's the safer option for our lives in the long run. We can use conscripts, it takes time to bring them up to speed. Whereas if we use a standing army, the standing army's already there. It's good to go. It's ready to fight. I don't know why Bohemia has all of our... Do we have only 3 companies or 4? We have 4. 3 of our companies are just located in Bohemia. And now so is the Qing company. Which apparently has a keen investment in trade centers, specifically. You know what? I'm gonna let them privatize our trade centers as well. The heck with it. They can do it if they want to. Oh, good. Socialism. I hope that doesn't bite us later. Oh, we'll find out. Yeah, we're kind of... Oh. He got the cruel trait. Yay. When can we kick this guy out of here for good? Oh, I'm sure the storm's not that bad, chat. Chat, we might have a smite. It can't be that bad, right? Yeah, it won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. Yeah, the police have it. The secret police have it. It's fine. It looked dicey for a second, then I looked at it again. Oh, Syria left. Guess they don't like us anymore. This is why I prefer subjects. Subjects never leave you of their own accord. Mostly because they can't. I don't know if the Qing company does privatization of ports, or I don't know if they buy them up. They don't. Actually, Vincent, funny thing, the Qing just established their textile company, so now I'm starting to wonder, do we just revoke our textile company in 1872 and let the Qing buy it up? So we have that, like, pseudo-extra company? Because we could very much do that. It would work. It's a bit risky, though. But it could work. Nah. We're just gonna have to oppose the Qing. Actually, this will be a good test to see if they fixed monopoly rights in 1.10 or if it's still bugged. So we'll just stay the course and use it as a test. Yeah, it'll be a good test. I like that. I'm trying to avoid building up our agriculture because I'm trying to abusingly use the peasants for the state construction efficiency. But honestly, we're at the point where we're switching over to steel frames. So I'm just gonna say send it and start mass industrializing the agriculture sector as well. Like we'll just start getting up there, just start modernizing it. And normally I do the livestock ranches in places like the Trans-Danubian because it does, I believe it gives extra benefits to those. Yeah, but agriculture too. But now wheat farms can make more sugar, and oh my goodness, do I love sugar. Let's be loyal to our companies. What have the companies ever done for us? Like, let's be honest, what have they done for us? You know, aside from bring great prosperity to the country and all that. Aside from that, what have they done for us? Yeah, this is going to be very expensive, though, so I'm very much hoping that something picks up the slack for our costs. Cool. I think that's a nice little Serbia we have right there. I find it funny. I find a lot of things funny in this game, though, so that's probably not saying much. Whew, 36 new South Germans every month? No, the journal entry for the Matters of Hungary is still not done. None of the states meet the requirements, so there's still like 15% turmoil. I think this is because of the unemployed pops. They're just sitting there starving to death. But there's also Hungarian peasants who are still pretty radicalized. It's because we never really have a legitimate government, and it's causing a lot of problems. So we really kind of... Oh, I see what you're saying. Give me just a moment. It doesn't need us to be legitimate, does it? There we go. Okay. Oh, right. It is active. It is active, and we are screwed. Wait, so this progresses extremely fast from states with radicals. We have 14 million radicals with the standard of living. And our loans do it as well. We might be forced into a failure for this too. That's not good. Ooh. Yeah, we might fail this. I didn't realize that states with radicals would fuel it so hard. I guess at this point we're expected to not be so radicalized, but our standard of living is just... Yeah, we're gonna have to... Here's what we're gonna do. We are going to just lower taxes and try to write this out. I think I can switch the Kleinberger out now, right? Yeah, I can switch them out now. Because the illegitimate government is just too much. Although that will add more radicals, but hopefully the lowered taxes will reduce the radicalism. I mean, some pops went up a standard of living level, so that did drop it by a couple million, but the constitutional pressure is growing extremely fast, so... We're just gonna deficit spend. We are going to just do a massive deficit spend, I guess. And hope that kind of stitches it all back together. Because otherwise, we're failing this journal entry extremely fast. It wants us to get appointed bureaucrats at some point. Huh. Do we need to complete all of these? Yeah, we do have to complete all of these. Oh, wow, we'll be forced to state religion and religious schools through this? Okay. We have to get rid of mineralisms in the Crownland diet. Wait, so we have to get rid of all the things that we can't get rid of because we're on autocracy, and if I switch to anything else, we get nuked? Because we're supposed to have... It's because we're supposed to have the petite bourgeoisie Kaiser. That's who we're supposed to have, so the Kleinbürger would be in charge, and they could change most of that at will. But because we don't have him, we can't do any of it. Because we just get a very unaccepted government. Albania? Oh, they're right here. They're still alive. We haven't dealt with them yet. We haven't done anything to them. They're fine for now. For now. Okay, so I really don't want to go into low taxes here because I think this is going to be a nightmare for us, but we're kind of at that stage point, chat, where we have to. Where we kind of have to just sink into the mud, so to speak. And unfortunately, we have to give up mineralism in order to progress this journal entry. So let's just try to pass commercialized agriculture in that case. Oh, we can spare Albania then. I don't think we're going to succeed in this journal entry, though, because... I mean, maybe we can succeed if we can get lots of loyalists, but we just haven't been able to do anything because we did not get the bourgeoisie Kaiser like we were supposed to thanks to the bug, which is just, it's just really unfortunate, but there's nothing we can do about it. We can't even advocate for the next 8 years, and the next person in line is a traditionalist anyway, so it wouldn't even matter if we advocated. And we'd have the same problem anyway. We're just gonna kind of let our construction slow down a lot. Unaccepted government just generating more radicals. Really yuck. Oh, cool. And Krakatoa has decided to fire off now. Yeah, the radicals that we have are really roughing it up. Apparently a stronger absolutist movement would help us, so we'll try that, but yeah. Having loans is killing it too, but it's just the radicals that's causing all of it. Excess bureaucracy apparently helps, though not by much. But it does help. I've just stopped constructing on purpose at this point because we can't afford it thanks to everything. Because we're really trying to finish the journal entry. But I'm not gonna say we were set up for failure. It just really sucks that the game bugged and gave us a random landowner when we were supposed to get the bourgeoisie guy next. It is just one of those very unfortunate moments. Just, it happens. The dead thing was always gonna happen, but yeah. We've raised our standard of living a bit, but I don't know if I can get it any higher to knock off all these men. So, that many radicals is enough to contribute over 6 monthly progress. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't see how we do this. Because even if we get rid of the loans and double excess bureaucracy at this point, by the time it's done, we're gonna hit 100 because of the radicals that we have, that we've always had because the government's just been unacceptable the whole time. And I think our last save date is nowhere, so yeah, this just kind of is an auto fail. We should have stayed before we switched. We should have checked the journal entry. Oh, well, so we are going to fail the journal entry that we were trying to go for because there is no realistic way to get the radicalism to evade enough. The only way would be to end serfdom in time because most of them are still serfs, but the problem is we're rolling all the negatives. We just rolled another stall event. So, unless short of a miracle, I don't see how we're going to be able to do it. we're already privatizing everything we can, and we already have lots of bureaucracy. We could build more, I guess, but yeah, that just kind of sucks that we. I think this is the second. Let's Play in a row on a new update, where the update has just royally screwed us over with one bug, and just completely thrown us out the window on our goals. Yeah, because we have 1.5 million unemployed pops, and those pops are some of the radicals too, and we can't solve it. So yeah, we're gonna auto fail it. There's no way around it, and that's really unfortunate. This is kind of the whole reason for this run too. Oh well, maybe in a few updates they fix it and it'll work. So it is considered a failure now. Even if we do the demand one, I'm pretty sure. I'll do a quick save here, but I'm pretty certain this won't let us keep the journal entry. Yeah, the journal entry's, as you can see, the journal entry is gone now. It has failed and no longer exists. So we're now kind of forced to go down the matter of Hungary path with the dual monarchy. So no, Vincent, the demand means it's over. If constitutional pressure hits 100, the journal entry auto fails. Just reload. Oh, the journal entry's already gone on the reload too. Actually, it's not even here anymore. So this is just preventing you from switching off Autocracy. But yeah, so we've kind of failed it in the end, unfortunately. But this was still a really good run. I very much enjoyed it, for the most part. I would say it is very possible to do if you get the bourgeoisie Kaiser, because then you can just ride on the bourgeoisie and the industrialists together, and with them you'll be able to change things like hereditary bureaucrats. You'll be able to do the land reform early, and you'll have, instead of riding on an unacceptable government the entire time getting radicals, you'll be contested or maybe even legitimate, and you would have very few radicals at this point and lots of loyalists. I think that is how you would just kind of coast along and easily do it. We're probably also expected to kind of do it by the 1850s and 60s, not all the way to the 1870s. Which is fine, it does happen. Just kind of setting it up here so it doesn't look bleak still. But yeah. Can we get the secret police back? Yeah, we could go through the effort to get the secret police back and everything, but we can't get the neo-absolutist effort, and we're kind of forced to go down the dual monarchy path now, because we can form Germany still, but since Prussia's apparently not a valid target, even that would take forever. So we're kind of at the point where we'd have to do the dual monarchy instead, since we have failed the journal entry. I'm curious. And yeah, so if you do the matter of Hungary, it automatically puts Hungary back in charge too. They exist together in all the Hungarian states. And that kind of finishes this journal entry. But of course, the whole point of this was the alternative path instead. And that'll prop up the federal solution next, I believe. Oh, no, you have to research pan-nationalism first, yeah. Alright, well, this was still a good run. I think we'll go ahead and stop it here. It is much sooner than I would like. It's only about 3 hours, but we kind of failed our Autocracy in the Age of Liberty goal. That being said, I think we did very well. France tried to kill us, Russia tried to kill us, the Ottomans, the Americans, the Prussians at one point, they all tried to kill us, and we beat all of them in the end. Yeah, what autosave are we at? We can take a look at what it looks like with the cultures at that point. But at this point, you're in a situation where the Slovaks are almost outnumbered by the South Germans. There's now 1 million more South Germans than Czechs. For the Galician region, the South Germans are actually getting close to outnumbering the Polish in all of these areas. North German, we don't have some culture. But Trans-Danubian's actually pushing up there too. We don't really have any Germans in the Italian state, so that's not moving at all, actually. So that's just been a waste of resources this whole time. You could probably get some South Germans to move over there, though, and then it would move forward. For right now, I would probably cancel these two and move it over here to where South Germans actually are to get them populated over here instead. Yeah, I would say for a first run in the new update, it's not bad. I would probably wait for several hot fixes before playing further with live streams and let's plays, because I do think being on the unacceptable government for several decades generated a lot of radicals that wouldn't be there, and then you have a lot, yeah, because low legitimacy was a key factor the whole time. So I think if you get the bourgeoisie one to where you're gonna have the extra, because this is what we're missing 30 legitimacy. I think we're missing 50. Yeah, we're missing 50 legitimacy right now. So if we had the bourgeoisie Kaiser instead, we'd be all the way at 83 legitimacy right now. Yeah, we could do that too. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it here for now, at least, just because our main goal, the whole point of the video, is the live stream is kind of a done deal. In the sense that we failed. We failed because we tried to start it as soon as we could, and because the game bugged on us. But this was still really fun. I really enjoyed what we did with the subjects down here in the Balkans. I would even go, if I had my next step, I would go in for Greece and try to make them a subject, except they're a major power now. Italy is practically our subject at this point, split between two nations. Like, this is a good outcome for Austria, despite failing the journal entry that we were going for. But when they fix the bug, I will definitely come back to this and we will try this again. We did temporarily achieve the Giga Austrian Empire. Yes, this is a very good Austrian Empire, with a lot of pops to employ still and a lot more things you can do. I might experiment further with Austria off stream and with a couple of other nations, so we'll kind of see on that. But thank you all for coming. I hope you had fun. I hope you had some good laughs, and I will see you